Good evening, Warriors. Welcome back. This is the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report, your one stop home for all the highlights, storylines, and energy from Warriors athletics. I apologize for running a day behind. Sunday was a full day for us as we had football in the morning, football and baseball in the afternoon, and soccer in the evening. Trying to keep the kids active definitely keeps us active. There just wasn't enough hours in the day yesterday for me to get this week's episode complete. But here we are. Every week, I'm bringing you the plays that get the crowd on their feet, the moments that define the season, and the athletes who are leaving it all on the field, the court, and beyond. And let me tell you right now, this week has been electric. From clutch performances to statement wins, our Warriors are showing what it means to compete with pride, passion, and power. And we're not just talking about scores and stats. This is about community, it's about tradition, and that unstoppable Grass Lake spirit that makes Friday nights under the lights, Saturday tournaments, and every practice in between so special. We've got action to break down, players to spotlight, and stories you don't want to miss. Whether you're a parent in the stands, a student in the hallways, or a lifelong Warrior fan, this is the place to get fired up and celebrate everything happening in Grass Lake sports. So buckle up, Warriors fans. The next few minutes are going to be fast, fun, and full of energy. This is our town. This is our athletes. This is our story. And this is the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report. And here we go. The Warrior cross country teams got their season kicked off and traveled to Addison Tuesday night for the Panther Invitational, and both the boys and the girls teams walked away with the championship trophies. Exciting way to open the season. Top scorers for the girls were Adeline Jarko in first, Elise Bullock in third, Adeline Stormont in fourth, Taylor Hope in fifth, Mackenzie Hilbear in 17th, and Ava Cruz in 18th, and Aspen Browning in 23rd. The top boys were Connor Sherwood in third, Emmett Van Cleve in fourth, Connor Boatler in fifth, Luke Blaze in 16th, Grady McDaniel in 19th, and Zach Buchigig in 20th. Here are the times for those Lady Warriors for that cross country event at Addison. Obviously, as I mentioned before, Adeline Jarko in first place at 21:19:86. So these times here will give these girls a little benchmark, give them a goal, something to shoot for. They know where they're at. They know where they want to go. And these are the boys' times for that cross country event. Connor Sherwood led the way for the Warriors. Third place overall with 18:35 and 23. As you see, we've got some freshman boys on the team that obviously they're establishing their personal records. Luke Blaze, Grady McDaniel, Richard Trudeau, and Andrew Kumar. They've established the bar for themselves, and we'll see where they go in their next event. You know, we're not trying to cut a minute off. But you know, they just want to improve on those specific times. Like I say, get better each day, just a little bit. Those same Warriors then traveled to Willow Metro Park down in New Boston. A little bit of a hike for them for the Rambling Rock Invitational, going against some big time runners down there, big time schools. Give them a little test early on in the season. So at the Rambling Rock Invitational, the Lady Warriors finished in 19th place with a score of 480. Adeline Jarko led the Lady Warriors this Saturday morning with a time of 22:4 and 20. And then obviously you can see a couple of these girls with their season records improving on their times from last week. So great job, ladies. Keep up the good work. they will continue to push forward. And like I said, continue to try and beat their previous times. We're looking for, you know, um, just being able to get a little bit better each and every time out on the course. And then the boys on Saturday morning, they finished in 22nd place with a score of 502. Emmett Van Cleve led the way for the Warriors with a time of 18:08 and 20. Personal record for him. Also, another personal record, Connor Boatler right behind him at 18:13 and 70. And Carson Sherwood ran pretty well. Season record for him, along with a season record for Zach Buchigig. So we are improving as a team. Looking good. The boys look like they're running hard. And my understanding was it was actually not an easy course. Um, but I'm not a runner, so I don't know what easy and hard is. It's all hard to me. So at any rate, great job to those boys. Like I said, just improving each and every time out on the course. The Warrior cross country team will have about a week to practice, prepare, train for the 2025 Auto Owners Insurance Spartan Invite up at Forest Acres East Golf Course in East Lansing. Uh, that's next Friday, September 12th. They will once again be going against some very stiff competition. Like I said previously, iron sharpens iron. So keep pushing forward. Looking forward to a great season. Looks like good things are coming for this cross country crew. In high school soccer news, both the JV and the varsity boys teams only played one game this week with the short week with the holiday. The JV team played at Stoker Field against Ivywood Wednesday night, and the varsity team had a conference game against Manchester at Stoker Field as well on Wednesday night. The JV boys came up short against Ivywood 4-2. We had goals by Andre Sinka and Owen Gogol for the Warriors. The varsity boys pitched a shutout and a mercy over Manchester 8-0 with goals, two goals by Nolan Allen, one by Brogan Sallow, one by Broden Rohde, and a big shout out to Dylan Allen and Alex Holdup for their first varsity goals. The assists were by Ari Marion, Brandon Love, Brogan Sallow, and Owen Gogol. This coming week, the boys JV team will be at home once again Monday night, September 8th, 5 p.m. start time. Stoker Field against Plymouth Christian Academy. So they will be at home one game this week, September 8th, Monday night. The boys varsity soccer team has two games this week. One at home against Jonesville, conference matchup. 6:30 Monday night, September 8th. That's at Stoker Field. And then Wednesday evening at 5:30, they will travel to Leslie High School for another conference matchup. 5:30 Wednesday night at Leslie High School. In AYSO action, 15U team traveled to Coldwater Saturday morning to compete against Coldwater 15A team. Unfortunately, the team came up short 7-1. The lone goal scored by Lucas Rischel. The 15U AYSO team will be at home this coming Saturday to bounce back against Albion, 15B team at 9 a.m. That's at the Willis Road Soccer Complex. Saturday morning, they will be back in action. On the volleyball court, the varsity volleyball team hosted Vandercook late Thursday night and earned a three-set victory 25-11, 25-6, and 25-9. Aggressive serving by the Warriors aided in the win. Haley Laurie had a big night at the service line, serving 18 for 19 with 14 points and 11 aces. Ashley Simon followed, serving 15 for 17 with 14 points. Laurie also had 15 assists on the night. The team altogether contributed 25 kills and 14 digs. This week, the team hosts an event September 9th at 5 o'clock at the high school against Hanover Horton, and the schedule shows Vandercook Lake. They just played Vandercook Lake. I had heard that it's Michigan Center. I read that it's Michigan Center, so it may be Michigan Center or Vandercook Lake. I'm not 100% sure, but they will be at home Tuesday night, September 9th. Let's pack that gym. The JV girls also battled Vandercook Lake Thursday night and won all three sets as well. The scores were 25-17, 25-7, and 15-10. Each team member contributed to the success. Some of the highlights came from Ava Hall serving 14 of 15 with 6 aces, and Aubrey Williams serving 14 of 14. Taylon Valade served 8 of 9 and also had 7 kills. Chloe Holyfield served 8 of 8 with 4 aces, while Lily McVicker served 8 of 9 with also having 4 aces. Layla Vandermill had 4 kills. Back row passing from both Macy Demosiak and Oliviana Lefebvre were also key pieces to the win. The JV volleyball team then traveled to Quincy Saturday morning and came away with a championship. Congratulations, girls. Team won the Quincy invite. The morning started off with pool play facing Hillsdale Academy Team B. Grass Lake won both games 25-9 and 25-13. The second round of pool play was against Quincy, where Grass Lake lost the first match 19-25 but won the second match 25-15. The third round of pool play was against Jackson, where Grass Lake won 25-18 and 25-10. After pool play was complete, the Grass Lake JV volleyball team was seeded third out of the 10 teams at the tournament, which put them in the gold bracket. In bracket play, the Warriors first faced Concord in 1 and 2 sets, with the scores being 25-15 and 25-10. This win took the team into the semifinals where they faced Hillsdale Academy Team A. Grass Lake won the first match 25-20, but in the second match lost 19-25. The girls fought hard in the third match and ended up winning 15-6. Now, having advanced to the final game, Grass Lake faced Parma Western. After having played already several matches of volleyball for the day, the Warriors were feeling it. Grass Lake lost the first match 22-25, but fought hard to stay in the game. During the second match, the Warriors dug deep for communication, confidence, celebration, and coverages, which allowed for the win 25-17, and it came down to the third and final match of the day. Warriors kept the momentum and ended up winning 15-6. So congratulations to those ladies. Awesome day. Awesome accomplishment, and things are looking good. So this week coming up, it's showing schedule for the junior varsity girls volleyball team is showing that they will compete against Vandercook Lake at home on Tuesday and then traveling to Vandercook Lake on Thursday. At the middle school level, our 8th grade volleyball team traveled to Columbia Central on Wednesday and came up short in a 1-set to 2-set loss. The girls fought hard each set, losing 21-25, 18-25, and then bouncing back and winning the third set 25-18. They also walked away with 53 3-contacts. Bailey Williams led from the service line with 8 aces. Sage Alford followed with 4. They will host Leslie on Monday night for the first home game of the season at the Grass Lake Middle School, and would love to see your support in the gym. 7th grade starts at 4:30, and 8th grade will follow that. Also, don't forget the Youth Volleyball League. Registration closes on that on September 19th, and no late registrations will be accepted. So make sure you find that link. I have that link in the description. That is for current third, fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. Um, so make sure you get those kids signed up. The league will run October 4th, 11th, 18th, and November 1st in the morning. Partial time of practice and partial time of gameplay. So the third and fourth grade will be a 4v4 modified court, and the fifth and sixth graders will be full court 6-on-6. So once again, I will have that registration link in the description. Our high school girls golf team went out to Arbor Hills last Tuesday for the Hanover Horton Jamboree and finished in fifth place with a score of 229. Team score of 229. These girls have competed 3 times now, and all the scores that I have seen, each time has been an improvement. So these girls are getting better every week, which is an awesome, awesome sign. They were led in scoring by Lauren Dosler with a 54, followed up by Emma Troyer, freshman Emma Troyer with a 57, senior Bryn Bell with a 58, Ava Hamp and Michael Tucker both with a 60, and Haley Simon with a 64. So great job, girls. They will travel, from what I am seeing, their next event is Wednesday, East Jackson Invitational, basically right in our backyard at Calderon Golf Course. That's Wednesday, Calderon Golf Course for the East Jackson Invitational. The football season is in full swing, and just a reminder for our Little Warriors flag football, that's kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. Their season is coming up real soon. They will compete at the high school practice field at the end of the bus loop on the west side of the high school building from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Sundays, September 14th, September 21st, and September 28th. And then the pinnacle of the Youth Flag Football League JV football game on September 29th. They will compete under the lights at halftime. So things are heating up for that program. If you're out there and you're listening and you have any kind of schedule, any kind of results, any kind of pictures, videos for the flag football program, that's a third and fourth graders, please send them in. I don't have any information on those. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you want to see them on the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report, send them to me at glsportsweeklyreport at gmail.com. Our 5th and 6th grade tackle teams competed Sunday at Stoker Field. Team number 1 competed against Vandercook, and to my understanding, pulled out the win. Was striker Dominic scoring quite a few touchdowns. Congratulations, boys. And team number 2 competed against Homer. They hung into that game. It was 6-0 with about 3 minutes to go. Unfortunately, the game slipped away at that point, but the boys played tough defense for the better part of that game. Something to build on, something to look forward to. Next week, the teams will travel to East Jackson, and team number 1 will compete at 11:30 against Lumen Christi, and team number 2 will compete against East Jackson at 2:30 p.m. Once again, that's at East Jackson next Sunday, September 14th. Our middle school combined 7th and 8th grade football team traveled down to Jonesville for their first official game of the season and brought back a win after beating Jonesville 20-6 last Thursday night. Coming up this week, Thursday, they will be at home for their first home game of the season at Stoker Field against Leslie. 4:30 start time. Again, Thursday night, 4:30 start time. Let's see if we can pack them stands for them Grass Lake Middle School boys football team. The boys' varsity football team had their first home contest of the year last Friday night against the Jonesville Comets, and it went all 4 quarters. Touchdowns by Kaline Westcott, Aaron Henson, Noah Orban, and Gavin Killinger helped lead the Warriors. They were tied 22-22 at halftime. Going into the fourth quarter, there was plenty of action. The boys were down by 4 with 2 minutes to go after a Gavin Killinger kickoff return for a touchdown. The boys then stopped the Jonesville offense to get the ball back with 1 second remaining on the clock. Kaline Westcott rolls out to his right from about the 50-yard line, looking downfield, heaves it downfield to about the 5-yard line. Ryder Boltler goes high in between 3 Jonesville defenders, comes down with it, and what appeared to be a touchdown was ruled as a fumble into the end zone. Touchback for Jonesville. Jonesville wins 38-34. Resilience, resilience, resilience. So I have covered a lot of this throughout the episode, but we'll just go back over it again. You can always visit the GrassLakeWarriors.com athletic website for an accurate, up-to-date schedule for most of your middle school and high school events. For this week, we've got good action on Monday. The girls' 7th and 8th grade will be competing against Leslie at the middle school, 4:30. Boys JV soccer, once again, Plymouth Christian Academy, 5 p.m. at Stoker Field. The varsity will follow right after that at Stoker Field against Jonesville. JV boys, first time in action in a while. They had last week off with the holiday. They are traveling to Jonesville. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff down in Jonesville. Tuesday, we've got volleyball quad meet at the high school. I believe it's Hanover, Horton, Vandercook Lake, Michigan Center, and Grass Lake. And also the JV team will be competing against Vandercook Lake as well. Then on Wednesday, we have 8th grade volleyball again. They are going to Michigan Center, 4:30 start time. Boys varsity will travel to Leslie for soccer match on Wednesday, 5:30 start time. Thursday night, the middle school boys, first home game of the season for them at Stoker Field, 4:30 kickoff. Girls JV volleyball at Vandercook. They were traveling to Vandercook on Thursday, 5 p.m. start time. Friday, cross country with a big meet at MSU Forest Acres East Golf Course. That is Friday, September 12th. The boys varsity will travel to Columbia Central Friday night, 7 p.m. kickoff, looking for their first win of the season. And then Sunday, the varsity equestrian team will be at the Lenawee County Fairgrounds once again. Also, in middle school cross country action, they are traveling to basically out in Somerset Center, the Meckley's Middle School Invite. That is on Thursday at 4:30. Once again, that's this Thursday, September 11th, 4:30, the Meckley's Middle School Invite. And the 5th and 6th grade tackle teams will be traveling to East Jackson this Sunday, September 14th. Grass Lake team number 1 will compete against Lumen Christi at 11:30, and Grass Lake team number 2 will compete against East Jackson at 2:30 p.m. What another incredible week in Grass Lake sports. Week after week, these athletes continue to show us what the word warrior really means. Hard work, heart, and hustle from start to finish. Whether it was on the field, the course, the court, or the track, our teams once again proved that Grass Lake is a community built on pride and passion. But remember, this isn't just about scores and highlights. It's about the moments in between. The high fives after a clutch play, the teammates cheering from the sidelines, the coaches who push our athletes to be their very best, and of course, the families and fans who show up, rain or shine, to make Grass Lake feel like the greatest hometown in sports. That's what makes this so much bigger than just a game. It's a tradition, it's a lifestyle, and it's who we are. And let's not forget every single athlete out there, from the varsity starters to the youth players just beginning their journey, represents what's next for Grass Lake. The future of this community is bright, and we're here every week to celebrate it with you. So, as we wrap up the episode, we just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting these young athletes. And thank you for being part of something special here in Warrior Country. Make sure you subscribe, share the channel with your friends, and keep spreading the word because the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report is just getting started. Until next time, keep cheering loud, keep representing Grass Lake with pride, and remember, once a warrior, always a warrior. This is your community, this is your team, and this is the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report. Until next time, God bless our kids, God bless our community, and go Warriors!